So very good afternoon to all. In smart sensor and application, we are in unit number 3, and unit number 3 deals with the communication for smart sensor. So in today's class we are going to discuss about the topic industrial usage of CAN. Okay, so initially CAN was developed and used for automobile industries. Then what they did is this technology was this way of communication was excellent. So from automobile they have moved to industrial application also. Then we will see with some microcontroller with integrated CAN. So now you might have studied normal microcontroller or microprocessor, and there are now some special processor, and that processor has an inbuilt CAN itself. So you don't want to go for any separate IC to interface between the communication and your main controller. So your main controller itself will have CAN. Okay, so let us start with industrial automation and control using CAN protocol. So nowadays industrial automation system has become popular in many of the industries. So everything is now being automized. Okay, so plays a crucial role in controlling several process related operations. So one by one, see, for example, if you want me to say some example for industrial automation is if you take iron and steel industry, the raw ore will be brought and that ore will be melted, and then from that iron will be taken and that will be made as a block, and then that block will be sent out from the factory. So this is the entire process where entire thing is being made automized. I cannot go and touch that metal in the liquid state because it will be very high temperature. So it is been on the rollers. So entire process is automized. So due to the implementation of wide variety of industrial network with their geographical distribution over factory or industry, the floor data transferring the control capability has become more sophisticated and easy ranging. That means you might have heard of something called BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electrical. So or you might have learnt about so many manufacturing industry. So this manufacturing industry will be placed on remote. So that is what they say, geographical distribution. They cannot be kept inside the city. But the IT professional like you cannot go and sit in a factory. So you will be located in a place where it is center of the city. So the factory is outskirt and you are inside the city, but the data from that factory is required. So that is what interconnection. So that is say now for this you should have a network, and that network is only our unit number 3. Okay, these industrial networks are routed through various field buses that are various communication standards like CAN protocol, Profibus, Modbus, DeviceNet, etc. So let us look on how CAN communication works for automating the industries and other automated based system. Okay, so when you see overall an industry, so first one is called as control or automation level. All sensors will come under this category. Okay, all sensors like activators, motors, then transducer, then field devices, all will come to this place. From this data will be taken, and you have something called process control level. Process control level is like control room. So this is where factory, in that factory itself you will have something called a control room. So in that control room you will have like PLC, SCADA, all such things, and try to control this fellow. I cannot go near this actuator because see, for example, if automobile industry, the car which is manufacturing will move to each and every unit, and then finally finished car will come out. And this, when it enters paint room, once the car enter, automatically room gets eaten up, and then you start painting, and then after finishing you will bring it out. So I cannot go and sit inside the paint room and all, and turning on and turning off of that paint itself is controlled only by this process control level. And then comes your role. Okay, high order control level, which is nothing but will be in the center of the city. From here data will be transferred. This is no way directly related with the industry. So this is like where you have control computers management system. With the help of all computers you try to, so that some part of computer will be there even in process control, but not to the level of what we say higher order control level. So we can split into 3. One is control and automation level, then comes process control level, and then comes higher order control level. So that is what we are going to say here. The figure shows the architecture of industrial automation and control, wherein 3 level of control is performed to automate the whole system. The three levels are control and automation, that is level 1, process control, that is level 2, then comes your higher order control. So in first level, we say the control and automation level consists of various field devices like sensors, actuators, monitors, and control process variables. So when you take bottle industry, see you know, like Coca-Cola or Pepsi. So what is the process involved in is, first you will collect the bottle from the customer, that is your shops and all. Then you have to wash it. Then after washing, you have to place it in conveyor belt. Then you have to fill. Then you have to put the lid. Again you have to do packing. So everything is being controlled by sensor. So once bottle is kept on the conveyor belt, sensor will sense and say bottle is present. Then from the top you will fill it. Once it reaches the top level of the bottle, automatically it will stop, then it will close, then it will move. So all that will be present on control and automation level. In process control level is a central control responsible for controlling and maintaining several control devices like program logic controller and SCADA. So all these sensors and actuators will be controlled by process control. Okay, and you will have something called HMI, which is called human machine interference. See, for some small application and all, I cannot go and connect it with a computer, and with the help of computer I cannot turn on and turn off. Rather it will be like a display unit with a keyboards, that we call it as human machine interface. Okay, so all this comes under process control level. Then comes the third level, which is called higher order control level. Is an enterprise level that manage all business related operations. So that is the far end. Okay, fixing the price, fixing the amount of quantity which is being manufactured, how many been sent out, how many you have inside the factory itself, all that you will take care at higher order control level. The communication buses such as Profibus and industrial Ethernet are seen as connected to exchange the information. Therefore communication bus is the major component in industrial automation. So that is why we say communication is very important. So that is why we go for CAN communication here. Therefore the communication bus is the major component in industrial automation for reliable transfer of data among the controller, computer, and also from the field devices. So now when you say controller area network protocol for industrial automation, we all know that OSI reference model has totally 7 layers, and the 7 layers are physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport and session, presentation and application. This will be on the system which you see the application and presentation layer. This is via routers and all. And now what that CAN is taking care is, CAN is taking care only physical layer and data layer. So where you are using CAN is only used in this portion on control and automation. So here you will have CAN bus. So this line is called as CAN bus. So you will use CAN bus for communicating between them. Once the communication is over between them, you try to transfer, there ends your CAN. So from here CAN controller will send the data, that's all. Thereafter it is via wireless communication or any other communication we will use, and we will try to transfer. So you should be very clear, local area network or CAN controller is used in physical layer and data link layer alone. So data communication is transfer of data from one point to another. To support industrial communication, industrial organization standards has developed open system interconnection, we call it as OSI model, providing data transfer between various nodes. In this OSI protocol, the framework depends on manufacturer. The CAN protocol uses lower 2 layer, that is physical layer and data link layer, out of 7 layers of OSI model. So only this 2 layers is used by CAN protocol. Okay. So a controller area network or CAN protocol, we all know it is a multi-master serial communication bus, and its network of independent of controllers. So it doesn't anything related with controller, but it is a master serial communication. You all should know practically there are 2 types of communication. One is called parallel, another one is called serial communication. Parallel communication will be fast, but you require more number of wires. So that is the disadvantage with respect to parallel. Whereas serial communication, the data transfer will be slow when compared to parallel, but the advantage with serial communication is only 2 wires is required. The current version of CAN has been usage since 1990, and it has been developed by Bosch and Intel. It broadcasts message to the nodes presented. What is meant by broadcast is one person sending data to all. Best example for broadcast is FM. So FM, whoever tunes for 98.3 will receive 98.3. But the person who is transmitting this 98.3 is a single person who is just broadcasting. He is sending to all, so all can receive. But in CAN, it is not like radio receiving all. Only the person who want to receive will receive, others will reject. Okay. Network by offering a transmission speed range of 1 megabytes per second. So you can send 1 megabytes per second. Okay. For an effective transmission, it follows reliable error detection method and an audibility on message, priority, collision detection. It uses carrier sensor multi-access protocol. Okay, that means what is meant by error detection is if some data is lost, I can identify there is an option. So with that option, I will identify and I will say these packets are missing. Then comes your priority, means if you have connected 10 numbers or 20 numbers, between the 20, if the communication is going on, something will be given with higher priority, which means if that fellow tries to talk, then all other fellows has to wait. So okay, once his communication is over, then only the others can communicate. That is called a priority. Collision detection is when the data is traveling in the both the direction through the wire, there is chance for collision, and this is also been identified by the protocol itself. Due to this reliable data transfer characteristics, this protocol has been used in the bus, car and other automobile system. Now we are using in factory and industrial automation, mining application, etc. So CAN protocol is not address based protocol. This is, you should be very clear. There is no address and all. It is directly taking the data. So each and every person will check whether the data is required for him, and he will decide. If the data is not required for him, he will just leave. Otherwise, if the data is required, then it will be brought in. So that is what is with respect to CAN protocol. Upon the reception of data on the bus, each node detects whether to discard or to process the data, and then depending upon the system, the network message is designating and a single node or many other nodes. CAN communication allows a particular node to request the information from any other node by sending RTR, remote transmit request. So I will send the request. And the corresponding person who wants to send will identify and he will start to send. So CAN data transmission, it offer automatic arbitration. Automatic arbitration is deciding who is going to transfer. That is been automatically identified. Free transmission of data by transferring the high priority message and backing waiting low priority message. In this protocol, the dominant is logic 0 and the receiver is logic 1. Whoever sends the data will be sent as 0, will receive it is been 1, because in the surrounding there will be some noise. If the noise is there, that should not be considered as a signal. So whenever I want to send the signal, I will send it as 0. Okay, the priority based arbitrary schemes decide whether the permission will be granted to continue transmission if 2 or more devices start transmitting at the same time. So CAN message format, we all know, I think we have separately seen. So this is ideal time, nothing is there. Start of frame, SOF is start of frame. Then the person who is going to send will send the identifier. Then receiver this, then ideal, again it will be ideal, again it will start. So this alone is a one step. SOF, identifier, SRR. Ideal, this is ideal time again, this is again identifier, and then it repeats. And CRC is cycle redundancy check. So now if you expand this part alone, a priority will be there. Then after priority you will go for check, then you will send the format, then you will be ideal, send format, specify, then you will continue. So this is the process for data frame in case of CAN controller. The difference between these two format is that length. Okay, sorry, 1 minute I have to say. There are two versions of CAN available. One is standard or base frame, we call it as CAN 20A, another one 20B. These are the two versions of CAN. So the difference between the two format is that the length of the bit, that's all. The base frame supports 11 bits length for identifier, whereas extended frame can support up to 29, which means you can connect more number of people. So if the number of bit increases, the number of person in the loop can also be increased. If you want more, then you have to go to the second version. In second version, I can support maximum of 29 bit length. 29 bit, which means 2 to the power 29 devices can be connected. Here 2 to the power 11 devices can be connected. And length of the arbitrary, which is made up to 18 bit extension and 11 bit identifier. Okay, the IDE bit differs CAN extended from the format and the CAN base format, wherein IDE is transmitted as a predominant in 11th bit. In this case, that is base version, 11th bit will be IDE. Okay, and in that case I can make it as 29th bit as an IDE. It is also possible to send and receive message in the base frame format by the same CAN controller that support extended frame format also. See, if I am using a controller which has second version, which is the version 2.0b, if you go and buy a controller which have this version, which means it can even support the previous version also. So when you go for second and you can even use it in a first mode also. Several semiconductor manufacturers has implemented the CAN protocol on variety of microcontrollers. The integrated, okay, now we are in the second topic of today's discussion, that is microcontroller with integrated CAN, which means, you see, initially they developed this CAN protocol and made as an IC and they have distributed it. So you brought this CAN based controller and try to interface with the other fellow who is not having CAN. But nowadays what happened is, so you don't want this intermediate device, directly CAN integrated microcontrollers are available. So integrated CAN solution contain a variety of input-output memories and other system features. One key point of CAN protocol is that although a set of basic features must be implemented in any CAN device, a number of extended features may also be implemented in the silicon depending upon the integrated target application. All ICs are silica, that is why the word silica is mentioned here, but don't get confused. Silicon is nothing but the controller. The controller, they call it as silicon because it is made up of only semiconductor materials. The application must be understood when incorporating and interchangeability are being considered. A number of semiconductor manufacturers has designed and offer several solutions. In fact, broad product availability is among the resources that include user are choosing CAN. Now this is CAN module. When you say CAN module, you should have an CPU to interface to the CPU this part, and this is to CAN bus. So from the CPU you receive it, you convert it into CAN format, and this will be in TCL logic and you will try to transfer it. So bus related logic all will be here and microprocessor related logic will be present on this side. So first manufactured CAN integrated controller was NPX 50 MHz 32-bit Cortex M0TM MCU. The number is only LPC11C00. This is the controller number, okay, that I have shown here, LPC11C0, which can work at a speed of 50 MHz, which can carry a data of 32-bit. So that is what it been written as 50 MHz 32-bit Cortex Core. So you can see the pins are on the surface of the IC rather on the both the side. Normally IC, if you see IC, pins will be on the two sides, but this is like a box like structure, that we call it as Cortex structure. So industry first integrated CAN transceiver controller solution, the offering low cost entire point CAN based application. The LPC110 series reduces the product development risk, lower total system cost and speed time to market for high performance of embedded system. So you don't want to go for a separate microcontroller and a separate CAN controller. That too is being brought into a same thing. So key features of this LPC11C00 IC. This IC has some features. That features are it can support CAN 20B, which is extended version of CAN controller with on-chip operation, on-chip high-speed CAN transmitter. It also has USART, it also has SPI, and it also has one I2C protocol. So other than this CAN serial protocol, that IC also has other type of serial data transfer also, so that it can be globally used. So when you see the inside what and all it has separate processor which is called ARM processor, and it has separate timers, counters and all this are required for a normal controller. So this part is what For normal controller will have, and this is for memory, what and all type of memory if you use. Flash memory, SRAM and ORM. Read only, you all know what is read only memory, what is random access memory and all. Read only memory is the memory which we write some inbuilt program. That program is for running that particular person. For example, at the time of birth itself you had some memory with you, some record, okay. Even if you develop, that data is not being lost. For example, breathing, sleeping, feeling, sensations, all type of sensations. So in you, this RAM is there. In you also, your brain has this RAM that is having some, even if you go to coma stage, this RAM will be working, ROM will be working even if you go to coma stage. Coma stage, we all know that we will forget who we are. So that case means SRAM has get spoiled. So if SRAM gets spoiled, you will go to coma. But even in coma, your heartbeat, your all other internal organs will not lose their control. So that is there in ROM. Similar way in controllers also, in any controller also, you will have these types of RAM. Flash is reusing so many times. This is for hard disk like thing, and this is for permanent content. So this blue part and yellow part forms controller. This part, ash part, forms all types of memory. Then comes your communication. So communication, all these are this SPI, I2C, CAN and UART. All these are various types of serial communication protocol. We mean to say that with that additional CAN is also there, okay. Then ADC, we know from, if you have any analog input, you will get the analog and you will use it in digital. Similarly, if you have any analog that should be sent to digital also, you will use DAC. So on-chip CAN and CAN open device provide design engineers with easy to use API commands and to CAN open protocol. So CAN is open protocol, so whoever wants can use it. Is similar like your Arduino, okay, based network, and thereby greatly simplifies the plug and play integration operation. So furthermore, these devices are incorporated in low power ROM, freeing up to 8 KB for the user code space. This reduces operating power and enables safe, secure boot loading via CAN and other on-chip serial channels. In the system programming updates, the flash memory using secure, reliable ROM-based drives and the CAN bus. The whole range of functionality is supported from the programming blank part of the product. So what we mean to say is, with the help of this inbuilt CAN, the speed will be increased, because if it is separate, then speed mismatch and all speed issues will be there. But when you bring this CAN inside, then there is no speed issues, okay. You can work at the same speed of your controller. So application is, if for remote sensing, that is industrial networking. Then white goods is for, like what we say, transport industries. Then evaluate system, consumer peripherals, system supervisor. E-metering is energy metering. So a meter at your home, you can also control from the EB station itself. So if you pay the bill or not paying the bill, anything can be controlled from there. Or blankly we can say any 8-bit, 16-bit applications. So there are various types of series available. See this L, C, 12, 14, 22 and 24. So only the flash memory is varying. You can see 16 has become 32. This is again 16, this is 32. Total SRAM is for all is only 8K. All has 1 UART, 1 I2C, then 2 SPI, 1 CAN. So on-chip transmit receiver is, it can be bidirectional. So these two are only bidirectional and these two are unidirectional. It has 8 ADC channel. So you can connect 8 separate analog input, then all comes of same package. So with this, I think we can stop. So there is only 2 more topics which is left out.